Well, hello, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. I'm so excited. I have a special guest with me today. And before I bring on Lisa-May, I just wanted to welcome you here to the Yoga at My Desk page, as well as the Energized and Empowered Entrepreneur community, of which I am the leader of both. And I'm so grateful and so honored to be able to help you to use the tools of yoga in your life and in your business so that you can make your mind your most valuable tool, so that you can be in control of your energy and how you feel and how you show up in your life and your business, so that you can shine and make the impact and income that you are truly destined for. And while I can help you with all of those things, creating an empowered morning routine that helps you to do all that, I know there's a lot of other facets to you as a beautiful being and to you as a business owner. And so it's such a gift for me to bring in friends of mine who have magic to share with you, who have tools to share with you, who have gifts to share with you that will help you to continue on your journey of elevation and empowerment, so you can really just go out there and feel amazing, and also clear the money blocks that might be stopping you from getting to that next level in your business, which is what we're going to be talking about today with my special guest, Lisa-May Huby. And so let me just tell you, oh, she's excited. I know. Hey, awesome. So let me just tell you a little bit about her. So she helps female coaches and leaders to level up and break free from the hustle so they can make massive impact and income while living the lifestyle they really want. So let me bring her on stage. Welcome. Great to have you here.
Thank you so much. Yeah, jazz hands, everybody jazz hands.
Peacock, I call it the peacock sparkle wave, but
yes, the sparkles. Yeah.
That works. So what I'm going to do is give you a chance to introduce yourself, to say hi, tell us where you are on the planet, tell us, how you got going with all this. And while you do that, I'm going to go behind the scenes and make sure everything is happening. So welcome. So great to have you. Tell us about yourself.
Thank you. So excited to be here. So I'm Lisa-May. I am a high performance and success coach for women coaches and, entrepreneurs. And, I'm not going to reread my bio because Megan did a wonderful job. So that is who I am and what I do. And it's kind of essentially, I'm Lisa-May. I am.
Sorry, keep going.
Feedback.
Yes, you are. You certainly are.
So what, in a nutshell, what I do is I help women get the hell out of their own way so they can actually, create that lifestyle they want and make the impact and the income that they want. Because, there's so much more to creating and growing and sustaining a business, like, as you already know, and Megan has already succinctly explained. So I am actually in Canada. So I am about an hour north of Toronto, Ontario, and about 5 hours from where Megan used to live, apparently.
Yeah, I love it. I know we're Canadian sea stars. Yeah, I don't know if you guys knew that. So I live in Maui, but I'm Canadian. And so we actually were having a fun chat the other day about how close we used to live to each other and we didn't even know it. So I'm so excited to have you here. And as you guys arrive, let us know how you're doing, whether you watch live or replay. And if you have any questions for Lisa-May as we go, please drop them. She's part of this community and she's really amazing and she's more than happy to answer them. And as you guys are here, engage with us, interact with us, because not only is it more fun for all of us, but it helps you to really integrate what you're learning. And when you hear something that you're like, whoa, that's totally landing, put it in the comments, because that really reiterates it to yourself and also helps you to integrate the information and be able to really kind of be present with it and take it in. So as you guys arrive, let us know and let us know where you're watching from. So why don't we start with, because today we're going to be talking about the money blocks, and how we can get really caught up with them, frustrated by them, and might be feeling just like stuck and frozen by them. So why don't we start by telling everybody what and how you define a money block?
A money block, which is kind of, let's face it, we'll call it what it is. It's coach speak, right? It's lingo, it's industry lingo, which we all love to throw around.
Right.
But really what a money block is, replace the word block with behavior. So this is any money block and any self-sabotaging behavior that stands between you and getting the outcome you want, any result that you want, that is a block. It's a roadblock, right? So that's some kind of an obstacle that we need to either go around or overcome or break through, whatever that next step is. And so that's what I mean when I, use the term money block. So it's any obstacle and any self-sabotaging behavior that stands between you and the outcome that you want.
Okay, so self-sabotaging implies that it's an internal block.
Yes, absolutely. And the tricky part with a lot of this stuff, and this is, I've been an online entrepreneur for coming up on 15 years. So that's a long time. Yeah. I always like to say it's like 100 normal people years, but some days it feels like that. So I started, I spent over a decade as a conversion copywriter and funnel and launch strategist. And ironically enough, I helped, my job was to help people make money. But I had a real problem with, I was on that feast or famine cycle. I hit a bunch of obstacles myself, and I was severely stuck for a long time. There was a lot of imposter syndrome going on and whatnot. So what I'm sharing now, what I'm really lit up and excited to do is help other women overcome a lot of this stuff, right? Because I've been through it. I know what it's like, and it really sucks to be doing all the things. You've tried all the strategies, you've tried all the courses and all the programs, but you can't get anything to work, because that's so often that's what it feels like. So that's why I'm doing, that's part of my why of what I'm doing today, and just a little bit of more background behind me and why I made that jump from copywriter into coach now.
I love that. And thank you for sharing that, because I know, for myself, I can say that's definitely been a huge learning lesson and a part of my growth, especially over the last few years. And so as I know, I'm sure, I'm taking a wild guess that those of you watching either live or replay can relate to that. So give us a me in the comments if you've ever experienced that feeling of like, why isn't this working? It works for her, it works for him. Why can't I get it to work? Feeling like, oh my goodness, who am I? All of those voices of the inner critic and, the inner saboteurs, and what I like to call the shitty committee.
I love that. I'm totally stealing that term, by the way.
You can borrow it. I'm trademarking it though. No, I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, I am. Not kidding. But I love that you've really recognized all that. And so thank you for sharing that and for being real with us, because a lot of times, what we see in online business owners is just the flashy big success, the $100 million launch, the blah, 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 blah. And we're like, what's wrong with me? And so I love that. And so let's talk a little bit more about how we can become aware of these and maybe some of the signs. I like how you said that, the sneaky signs that a money block might be kind of stopping your income or stopping your growth. And so can you let us know maybe a couple of those sneaky signs that they might be in place for us?
Absolutely. And, you and I were talking, when we were talking the other day, I said, these signs, we kind of do the work and do the work and do the work, and then they'll crop up again. So if you're newer to the online or entrepreneurship, you may not have heard the term new level, new devil. But if you've been around for more than, a couple of months, then you probably have. And so these, even though you work on them, they tend to come back, but they'll wear a different mask. So they look a little bit differently. So they manifest themselves in different ways. So the three that I've picked out for you today, and there are more than this,
right?
But but the three that I've chosen to share today is if you are experiencing a plateau in your revenue, or slow or no growth at all, right? So if you've got that snail's pace growth and you just can't seem to break through that plateau, that is one of the signs.
Okay.
Another one is that feast or famine cycle. Right. So 1 month you might have a 10K or 20K launch, and the next month you've got donuts.
Drop a donut in the comments if you guys have ever had a donut month. I'm sure we all have. I definitely have.
And the third one, which is what I see so many entrepreneurs stuck in, and this is really an unfortunate situation, because we started working for ourselves, more than likely, because we didn't want to work for someone else. We didn't want another job. We didn't want to help someone, to build someone else's dream. We wanted to create our own dream and have freedom. Now, everybody's version of freedom, it looks different. But the sign that you don't have that freedom and that you do have some kind of a block in place is that you're working all the time. You're working those 8, 10, 12 hour, 15-hour days. And trying to do and
Anybody else?
Right? And trying to do all the things. And I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Gary Vee because he promotes the hustle culture. He promotes that hashtag team no sleep. And that drives me nuts because as entrepreneurs, we cannot do that. And you know this from the energetic work that you do, right? It's just not sustainable.
No,
I mean, there are seasons in our business where there is going to have to be a time that we just kind of hunker down and go, balls out, for lack of a better term, and get on the hustle bus. But it shouldn't be a white knuckled process every day, working from a massive to-do list that never ends.
Right. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree. I'm so like in your camp with that because it's really that like hustle till your eyes bleed. I'm like, okay, first of all, bleeding eyes, that's a problem. Team no sleep. What are you talking about? Like sleep is essential for the overall function of your whole body. Like I get what he's pitching, but I'm not on board with that. And so I love that you are really, advocating for the other side and really helping people with these tools of recognition. So if you guys are just joining, we talked about slow to no growth in your business, feast or famine, or feeling like you have to do it all 1,000,000 hours every day. And now you're working for yourself. What's that? It's like you quit your 40-hour-a-week job because you didn't want to work for somebody else, but you're willing to work like
80
hours for yourself, which is, I get it. And I'm the same, because when you're passionate about what you do and how you're showing up, you're like, yeah, it's okay. Just one more thing. I can do it. So let us know if you guys can relate to that. I love that you're sharing all of these. So those are some sneaky signs that you may or may not have a money block, or maybe an income ceiling is another way that you may have heard it described. Yes. So what can people do? Because I'm all about action steps. Now we have knowledge. I like the knowledge. So you're empowering people with knowledge. And it's great to have knowledge, because to know and not do is to not know. So what can we do? What is like one maybe powerful thing that we can start to do today that can help us to get into a more aligned place and attract more money into our business?
Well, one of the biggest factors and I'm just going to backtrack a little bit. One of the biggest things that I see people do, and I used to do this all the time as well, and I called myself out on this, fairly recently. It's like, wait a minute. So because we're doing all the things, right? Maybe we have content that isn't converting properly. So we try to, we go back and we kind of reverse engineer things, and we try to find, maybe I need to fix another, this strategy isn't working. Maybe I need to try something else and do something else. But what is that doing for you? You are ingraining in yourself. You are conditioning yourself to begin to not trust yourself anymore, right? It's like you already have the answers. Yes, you might need to tweak your strategy slightly, but by keeping on hustling and trying to figure everything out and be that perfectionist instead of testing and going out there with that open mindset and trusting that you do have the answers, you can figure it out. You are conditioning yourself and you're programming yourself that you don't know anything, right? You're staying focused in that problem. And that creates a stuck cycle, because that's just a self-perpetuating problem in itself right there. That's another topic for another. We could spend a whole half hour or so on that alone.
And we will another time.
Yes. So when you are more focused on the problem, the things that aren't working, and you are, okay, well, maybe it's this, and maybe it's this, you're not able to elevate yourself and into the solution. So you can actually kind of bring yourself up and get that 10,000 foot view and come back, reset and recharge with a more open mind. It's like, okay, How can I figure this out instead of
Mhm.
why isn't this working?
Mhm.
But the biggest problem when it comes to all these other actions that eat away at your self-trust is that you're always kind of one toe in and one toe out.
Mhm.
Right? The universe doesn't know what the hell you want, and because you don't either, right? So it's like, oh, maybe I should do this, or maybe I should do that, right? Maybe I'm going to
Mhm.
invest here. Oh, maybe not. Maybe I'm going to invest, but what if I can't, right? What if I can't figure it out? What if I can't, whatever? So that one toe in and one toe out leaves you in a perpetual state of limbo, right? And it really, really starts to eat at that whole issue of self-trust.
I totally agree. I
So that's
totally agree.
one of the most powerful lessons I've recently learned is like, you know what? I hadn't been trusting myself enough. And so once I kind of figured that out, and then I started to really just go all in. It's like, you know what? I've been doing this long enough. I have everything I need. I literally have everything I need to figure the things out that I still need to figure out.
I love that. I love that. And I think, you're speaking to a lot of people here, and I definitely myself have, have looked at things through the lens of what I call the picky perfectionist, and it's like, oh, that's not good enough. Oh, I should go do this. I should fix this, or let me go over here and try this strategy. And you're kind of bouncing back and forth and all over the place. And so you're sending conflicting messages. And so what's happening there is we're so in our mental perspective of things that we're like, how do we fix this? Like you said, you're stuck in the problem. You're not looking from the solution. And so what I love that you're saying there is how can we take a step back? And, in yoga, this is what we do is we realign, we get centered, we get back into the breath, we get back into our body, and we go back into that place of awareness. And then we're tapping into that inner wisdom and guidance. And you can look at it from the energetic perspective, but you can also look at it from the brain science perspective, because when you're in that frazzled state, you're in a fight or flight state. That part of your brain is activated. And that part of your brain doesn't make very good decisions. It's not very clear. It's focused on your survival. It doesn't care if you want to go create a masterpiece or go live on Facebook. It's like, something's wrong. Oh my goodness, what's going on? And so when you can get centered, like you're saying, and go back to that place of trust, you quiet that part of your mind, you activate the higher centers of your brain. And from that place, that wise, inner, elevated place, you're going to know what to do. And it's not in that like frantic state, it's in that centered space. So I love that you're, really reminding people, like you said, you have, and we all do, we all have the tools, we all have that guidance. We're all supported by the universal laws. Although your brain might want to tell you the opposite. You're saying, go back to that place of trust and awareness. And I love that. So that's such a beautiful, beautiful lesson that goes across the board for all of us, right? We can all learn to do that. So what about, once we're back in that place of stillness and connection and self-trust, what can we start to do to start to get that momentum going again, so that we're not stuck in that like analysis paralysis and wondering what to do?
Yeah. And actually you hit on it already. And it's a great segue because it's all about awareness and coming back. And it's like, hey, wait a minute. Okay. I just need to kind of regroup. We'll just breathe, take a few breaths. And, often what I do, I'll grab my notebook and a pen and come back. It's like, okay, what do I want more of? What do I want less of? What is something that I don't want in my life anymore? What am I unavailable for anymore? Right. So it's simply coming back to being more self-aware and getting clear on the current facts about where things are. So this is going to be the conscious side of it. Right. So much is I've learned so much about leaning into and learning to listen to the inner wisdom, the intuition, and that subconscious part. It's a pretty crafty little bugger, that one. So your subconscious, when you can get it to play nice with the conscious, and that's when things become magical, right? But so for those of you that aren't into the more woo-woo space of things, it's simply getting clear on the current facts about your business, about your life, where you are financially, right? And where you want to go. And remember, the current facts are the facts. There's no meaning except for any meaning that we assign to it. There's no emotion around these, right? There's only emotion or meaning if we give them that kind of power. But your facts are facts. They won't change until you do something different. So I also like to come back and think about, okay, what are the current facts or the current circumstances around the strategy and the tactics that I'm using? Because there are a lot of experts and gurus out there that are going to tell you that you need to have a funnel, a fancy funnel too, with upsells and downsells and side sells and whatever.
Tripwires and this, that, and the other thing. And nobody even knows what they're talking about half the time.
You know, that you need to do these huge multi-day launches, that you need to have a sales page for every single thing, and just overall bloat. And when it comes to online business, and especially a coaching or consulting business, the simpler the model, the better off it's going to be, and far more profitable. So a lot of this stuff is just things, like it's just stuff. It really is. And it's not essential to your online business. So it really pays to be aware and check in, you know, once a month, every 2 weeks, once a quarter, whatever that is for you, however often you want to do that, to just check back in and say, okay, what is working? What isn't? What is the next skill that I need to learn that is going to help me figure this big problem out? You know, what do I want more of? What do I want less of? And and really, this is the bigger picture that so many entrepreneurs forget about, is that you want to build your business around your life. You want to create your lifestyle first, and then your business goes around that, not the other way around. And so many of us, and this is, you know, that team no sleep and the hustle mentality, we're going business, 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 business. And then we'll squeeze in life here and there where we can. But if you want a business that actually fuels your life instead of one that runs it, then you've got to think about how you want to live first.
I love that. I love that. And what I'm hearing you say is something I love too, and you know, a beautiful quote from Stephen Covey of beginning with the end in mind, and really having that big vision for your life and yourself, and using that as your step one, and then learning and looking and how you can kind of morph and model things. And I know that may seem daunting for people that are just starting out, but it's like, if you're just starting out, you're at a great spot.
Yeah, absolutely.
That means you don't have years of things to undo.
That's right.
So why not be strategic from the beginning? Or if you're a little bit further down the road and you're like, oh man, I kind of whatever that up. No, again, that's looking at it with compassion and starting to morph and, you know, integrate things a little bit differently. And I love that. And I, you know, that's something that I think is so important, is to have that ongoing relationship and interaction with your business as an entity, and as like having its own sort of trajectory to it, as well as your money and what's coming in and out of your business. Because if things aren't going the way you want, you know, it can be easy to be like, I'm not going to look. I can't look. I can't look, you know, and then we get to this relationship where we're like fearful with money, you know, and we're avoiding it and all of that. And so just to be really coming back to what you said about coming back to that place of awareness and compassion and presence, and then making decisions from that place and moving forward from that place. So I love everything that he shared. And if you guys have any questions, or if you folks have any questions, let us know in the comments. About anything that we've been chatting about, you know, what's the most powerful thing you can do moving forward. If you have specific questions about your money blocks, or maybe what you think is coming up for you, definitely put them in the comments. And so, yeah, I know you have something awesome that's coming up. So why don't you tell us a little bit more about that? I'm going to drop the link here in the comments.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks. It's, I have a masterclass coming up on Monday. So that's this coming Monday, November 15th.
Okay.
And this is for the first time ever, I'm sharing this publicly. Right? These are the three things that I did to rewrite my own prosperity story. And so I call it the 3 steps to money mindset mastery and masterclass. So say that 3 times fast. A little bit of alliteration there.
I like it. You can tell your copywriting background was sneaking in there.
So this masterclass will help you get clear on exactly what's holding you back, so you can create that income impact and lifestyle that you really want.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm really, really excited to share this with everyone. And so it's not your usual fluffy, oh, we're gonna go, we'll write 3 lines in our journal and we'll go off and manifest $1 million. It's not it's not fluffy stuff. I am not a huge woo-woo person, in case those of you watching haven't been able to figure that out. There is an element of spirituality with me, but I'm not, fuzzy and kind of out there. So it's
grounded.
That's right. I'm very grounded. And so these are very, very tactical. It's a very tactical approach to how you can begin to unpack that money mindset and really start to, build the foundation for mastery.
I love that. So it's free, yeah?
Oh, yes, it is. It's absolutely free.
Okay. And what time is it at on Monday?
It is at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Okay. So you guys are going to need to figure out what time that is in your time zone, but I know it's at the crack of dawn for me, so I won't be joining live. Is there, is it going to be like available later for those of us in other time zones? Or
absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
We're doing it on Zoom because I've started doing my master classes on Zoom because it's a little more intimate. And yes, there will absolutely be a replay available after.
Okay, cool. Because we're a global community in this group, which is awesome and I love, and that means that not necessarily going to be able to make it live. So that is on Monday. The link is in the comments below, and then after we hop off, I will put it up in the description above. And so as we wrap up, is there anything that you wanted to add that maybe we didn't get to, or any little like closing little nuggets that people can take with them?
I mean, I've been doing a lot of reading recently and digging a little bit more into my why, because one of my missions is to help create a bigger community of financially independent and free women. And that is specifically because the wealth gap is widening. It's not an income gap anymore, right? Now they're noticing a wealth gap between men and women as well. And this is so important to think about. It's more than income and more than revenue that you're making, right? This is wealth. And this is the reason this is so much bigger is because this is the thing that helps prepare you to be able to invest in yourself as well as your kids' future, right? This is the thing that helps you create that generational wealth. This is why you are an entrepreneur. This is, to create that better life, maybe the legacy for your family moving forward. So I think, saying money blocks and talking about revenue and income, constantly really is all we talk about. But look at it from the point of building wealth and prosperity.
I love that. I love that. And that's, so important, because we can think of, okay, I earn money for my business, but what if you were able to earn money and then invest that and have that money work for you and actually have it work harder for you than you worked for it? Yeah. That's the goal, right? And so, I mean, at first it can seem so like lofty and far away, but I think if we can start to be more strategic and more aware, as we've been speaking to, then that's such a beautiful byproduct of the work that you're doing and the gifts that you're sharing. And I love that. And I love that you're really seeing it from your deeper purpose and your big why. And that's another huge component of, having that movement forward in your business, because it's pulling you forward towards something you desire. Right. So that's beautiful. And what a beautiful closing thought. So thank you so much. And thank you for being here today.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. Great to chat. And as you are watching this later, everybody, please definitely comment in the comments below as we go through. And if you have any questions or anything for Lisa-May or for anything that she shared, then please drop them in the comments and I'll make sure that she sees them. And then also make sure to grab your free spot for her amazing Money Mastery Masterclass I know it's something to that effect, but it's going to be that amazing.
It's good. It's good.
Okay, awesome. There was a lot of M's and money.
That's right.
And that's happening on Monday. And so definitely grab your free spot for that. And the links are all over the place after we get up here. So have an amazing rest of your day, everybody. Thank you again for being part of this incredible community and for doing what it takes to continue to empower yourself as you move forward on your journey of entrepreneurship. And it's such an honor to be able to support you and also bring in other special, awesome, and amazing guests like Lisa-May that can help you to do that as well. So have a beautiful rest of your day. Happy Friday, and we'll see you very soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.